Admit it. You are exhausted from trying to look important. You exaggerate your achievements just to feel valued in a world that moves far too fast. You spend hours curating a life you are not even living. Behind the bright screen, there is only a deep, quiet fatigue you refuse to face. We live in a theater of vanity, where everyone is a lead actor in a play that nobody is actually watching with any real interest or care. You pretend to be busy to feel significant. You speak louder to be heard, but the more you shout, the less anyone truly listens to your soul. The desperation to be noticed is a heavy chain. It drags you through days of anxiety, forcing you to perform for an audience that does not exist. But what happens when the lights go out? When the notifications stop? You are left with a stranger in the mirror who has forgotten how to breathe. The truth is painful, but liberating. The more you try to hold on to the attention of others, the more pathetic you become in your own eyes. The world does not revolve around your efforts to manipulate it. Your struggle to control how others see you is a battle you have already lost. Who are you acting for? Why do you sacrifice your peace for the temporary approval of people who are just as lost and insecure as you are? Stop. Breathe. Look at the emptiness you have been trying to fill with noise. It is time to let the mask fall and face the quiet reality. Real power begins the moment you stop needing to prove you have it. The world begins to belong to you only when you stop chasing it. Epictetus taught us that there is only one path to happiness: to stop worrying about the things that are beyond the reach of our individual will. We spend our lives fighting ghosts. We try to control the weather, the economy, and most foolishly, the fickle opinions of the people around us. Your anxiety is the direct result of your desire to control the uncontrollable. It is like trying to hold water in a fist. It only escapes. The Stoics understood that the external world is a chaotic storm. If you tie your happiness to it, you will be tossed and broken by every wave. You do not control what people say about you. You do not control the past or the future. You only control your own judgment and action. When you open your hand, the sand stays. When you stop forcing the world to go your way, it finally finds a place to rest within you. Can you be okay with the rain? Can you be okay with being misunderstood? Your freedom lies in your ability to say, "It is what it is." Focus your energy on the internal circle. That is your fortress. Everything else is just noise, a shadow play that has no real power over you. Life is a game where you only control your move, not the outcome. Play your part with excellence, but do not weep if the board breaks. The curse of control is a self-imposed prison. You are the guard and the prisoner. The key has always been in your hand. Just let go. To stop controlling is not to be passive. It is to be strategically silent, to be the master of your reaction in a world of madness. Consider the difference between the hunter and the fortress. The hunter is always desperate, always chasing the next high, the next glance, the next validation. The hunter fears being forgotten. He talks too much because he is empty inside. He needs your nod of approval just to feel like he exists. But the fortress knows that true power is internal. He does not need you to agree. He does not need you to watch. He is complete alone. A lion does not need to roar to prove he is a king. His presence is enough. He moves with a quiet authority that demands no attention. Contrast this with the small dog barking behind a fence. He makes the most noise because he feels the most threatened. His noise is his weakness. The hunter's life is a series of short-lived victories, followed by long nights of insecurity. He is a slave to the very people he tries to impress. The fortress is unshakable. He has built his value on things that cannot be taken away: his character, his discipline, and his deep inner silence. There is a quiet charisma in those who do not seek it. Their silence acts as a vacuum, drawing people in who are tired of the noise. Authentic attraction is not built on flashy displays. It is built on the stability of a soul that does not need anything from the outside world. Be the tree, not the leaf. The leaf is blown by every rumor and every trend. The tree remains, rooted in its own silent, powerful truth. When you are no longer a hunter of validation, you become the fortress of your own fate. You become a person who cannot be manipulated. The world respects what it cannot conquer. It respects the one who is self-contained. Your silence is not a void. It is a profound presence. Stop performing. Start being. The most powerful version of you is the one that doesn't care if the world is watching or applauding. Here is the paradox. When you stop trying to be important, you become important. When you stop chasing, the things you want begin to follow. Think of the tension in your life as a rope you have been pulling. Your hands are bleeding. Let go. You won't fall. You will stand. Control is an illusion that creates a prison. Letting go is the reality that creates a kingdom. You cannot own what you are trying to cage. When you stop forcing people to love you, you become lovable. Your natural state, unburdened by desperation, is the most attractive thing about you. You do not possess the world by clenching your fists. You possess it by opening your palms. The universe flows into the space you create. Your influence is like a ripple. If you disturb the water too much, the reflection is lost. Be still, and your reach will go further. The more you trust the process of life, the more life trusts you with its secrets. Success is a shy guest. It avoids those who scream. Leave the burning house of vanity. Walk into the cool night of self-assurance. You don't need the fire's light when you have the stars. Effortless action is the highest form of skill. It comes from knowing that the result is already decided by your preparation and your peace. When your internal world is calm, the external world reflects that beauty back to you. You are the mirror and the light combined. People will try to define you. They will try to move you. But if you have let go of their opinions, you are as immovable as a mountain. Your weight comes from what you carry. Drop the burden of being someone and enjoy the lightness of being yourself without any pretension. The paradox is the key to the kingdom. To have everything, you must be willing to lose everything. Only the empty hand can hold the sun. Let us practice the art of silence. Next time someone tries to provoke you or diminish your worth, try doing something revolutionary. Do not respond. Your lack of reaction is your greatest weapon. It shows that their words have no power to enter your internal circle of control and peace. Practice the right to be unavailable. You do not owe the world your time, your energy, or an explanation for why you chose your own peace. Solitude is the training ground for sovereignty. If you can be happy alone, you can never be manipulated by the fear of being left behind. Remind yourself, you don't need to have an opinion on everything. Most things in this world do not require your judgment or your emotional involvement. The world wants your outrage because it wants your attention. By refusing to give either, you remain the master of your own mental state. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of supreme power. It says that you are enough, and no outside noise can change that. Can you sit in a room for 30 minutes doing nothing? If you can, you have achieved more than most billionaires ever will in their lifetime. Choose the quiet path. The world is addicted to the noise of its own ego. Your choice to step away is the ultimate act of rebellion. Starve the monster of validation. It only grows when you feed it with your desperate attempts to be seen and liked by others. Your life should be like a Zen garden. Simple, deliberate, and centered around a core of stillness that no external wind can ever disturb or move. The exercise of silence is the exercise of freedom. You are choosing what to care about instead of letting the world choose for you every day. You do not need to explain your life to anyone. Your choices are your own. Your silence is your sanctuary. Protect it with your very life. Time belongs to the one who does not chase it. Peace belongs to the one who does not demand it. The world belongs to the silent. Embrace your insignificance in the grand scheme of the universe. It is the only way to finally feel significant in the only place that matters. This is the final truth. Sovereignty is not about ruling others. It is about being so centered in yourself that no one can rule your mind. You have spent your whole life trying to build a throne out of other people's opinions. It was always a house of cards waiting to fall. Let it fall. Let the image you have built burn away. What remains after the fire is the real you, the one who doesn't need to win. Video games have taught us to keep leveling up, but life is about leveling down, stripping away the layers of ego until only essence remains. When you stop trying to control your reputation, you find your character. When you stop trying to be liked, you find your tribe of true souls. The world is a wild thing. It cannot be tamed by your anxiety. It can only be enjoyed by your presence. Stop fighting. Start living now. The height of your wisdom is measured by the depth of your letting go. The more you release, the higher you are able to fly today. You are not a slave to the recognition of others. You are the king of your own inner landscape. Act like it. Be the master. The world only belongs to you when you no longer want to own it. That is the ultimate victory over the chaos of the human condition. This video did not teach you how to talk to people. It taught you how to talk to yourself, to give yourself permission to be free. Letting go is not losing. It is winning the game by refusing to play by the rules of the ego. It is the birth of peace. Be silent. Be still. Be yourself. The world is finally yours. Not because you conquered it, but because you finally, beautifully, let it go.